Today we're running it back and we're going all the way to 2013 with the Toro Bravo Air Jordan 4. I heard these things were set to release in 2026 and I've been hearing a lot of chatter about them lately, so I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and unbox these and review these and show you guys our thoughts and impressions of the pair from 2013 and how much has changed in the game from then to now. First up, we're going to start with the box right here. You'll notice you have your classic OG style Air Jordan 4 box, but this one does have a slight twist to it. Now looking at the lid, this is going to be classic to the original, black lid, red Jumpman, white flight text on there. But one thing that you're going to notice on a distinct difference between a retro and an OG style box is the Jordan branding. So you see right here, you have a Jumpman with the Air on the front and a Jumpman with the Air on the back. Typically on the newer retro boxes, you'll also notice that there's a Nike Air branding, especially when it's an OG colorway. Now looking at the label on the box, it reads Air Jordan 4 Retro, Fire Red, White, Black Cement Gray, size 13, just for me. And retail on these things was $160, and at the time it felt like a lot. Crazy to think Jordan 1 retros are going for more than that now. Now taking off the lid, you'll notice that you have your all black paper right here, and peeling that back, you got the shoe. Oh, you got the shoe. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. Now before we get into breaking down all the details of this shoe with all the materials, the cuts and everything like that, you know we gotta go over the history first. Back in 2009, we saw the Toro Bravo Air Jordan 5 pack hit the streets, and this is where we started to see a little bit more of the history and legacy behind the Toro Bravo, what it meant, and how they were able to tie that into the release of the shoe. Obviously, Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, which was a very easy parallel right there. And the word Toro Bravo is represented in Spanish as brave bull. I'm sure a lot of you guys have also seen the running of the bulls in Spain, which has been a crazy set of events. And with the symbolism of strength and passion and everything related to this running of bulls, it also kind of aligned with Michael Jordan as what he did with his resilience on the basketball court. So as you can see from the box and the packaging on the 5-pack, they did a great job with representing that, and they created this new narrative amongst the Jordan brand releases. And I still have my pair to this day from 2009. I love these things so much. I have a lot of memories with this shoe and a lot of memories with these 4s as well. After that release, we then had years go by and we got note of the Toro Bravo 4s coming out, and everybody thought it was going to be the exact same, like with the materials and the design elements like that on the Jordan 4. But then we got these. When people saw these on the internet, it was kind of like a touch and go situation. Some people weren't sure how they felt about them. They didn't know how the materials were gonna be compared to the previous pair, and they had loved those. And a lot of people just couldn't justify an all red shoe. But that all changed in 2014. Now these released July 13th of 2013. And you're probably wondering, why did that change in 2014? You guys remember that one shoe? It's called the Red Octobers. Yeah, after that, every brand went crazy. All red shoes, everything. No matter what the brand was, everybody had an all red drop. And because of that, for some reason, a year later, people decided they liked these. They slowly started to work their way up the ranks, and next thing you know, it became one of the dope grail, this new era generation type sneaker at the time. Everybody loved them. They wanted to have them in their collection. It was great for rocking, and prices started to slowly increase. Now, I got multiple pairs of these when they came out because I liked them when they first dropped. And you're probably wondering about this dead stock pair. I'll get into that in a second. But when they first came out, I immediately had a pair that I rocked straight to the toe, whatever you like to call it. I was rocking them often and I loved them. So hopefully that gives you guys a quick glimpse at the time, the era, what was going on, the prices, the demand behind certain sneakers, and how everything was kind of changing and elevating. Because you got to remember, the 2013 time, this right here, the shape of the shoe was a lot different than the previous releases, like the Mars Blackman 4s, the military 4s, you know what I'm saying? That 2006, 2008 era, they started to change the shape on the shoes, and this is when we got into the bad shape, the bad cut, the bad material era of Jordans. It was slowly transitioning into that era as it started to get worse and worse year after year. Yo, DNA fam, I know you guys are into sneakers, so I'm gonna assume that you're into investing as well, which means you're probably also interested in leveling up your life. I think you definitely need to check this out. I just launched my DNA Show community on School, and it's totally free to join, by the way. Inside, I've dropped my entire Hobby to Hustle program. It used to be $99 a month, and I've helped tons of people turn their passions into profit with this course. And now I want to give it away 100% free just for the community members. This is going to be a place where sneakerheads can connect, share game, and grow together. So don't wait, hit the link down below in the description to get instant access to the Hobby to Hustle course today. gray, and I'll see you guys on the inside so we can run it up. Starting with the outsole, you'll notice you have your classic Air Jordan 4 bottom with a slight twist, right? We got the Jumpman on the back just like on the box, so that means what? We got the Jumpman on the bottom of the shoe as well. Besides that, you have your all gray throughout with your black pods in the center of the foot and your red Jumpman. Going up to the midsole, you're gonna notice here it's kind of a two-tone rubber. You'll see you have the white right here and then the gray on the bottom half of it. Typically with this, it's kind of standard, like one whole color that wraps up to the shoe. So I did like how they split that up when I saw this originally. And then you'll notice on the back end, it stays consistent with the gray on the rubber here. But then you have that two-tone midsole with the black and white there wrapping around to the center of the foot on the inside of the foot as well. You'll notice on the air unit, it's gonna be all white to match the midsole. And then going to the upper, you're gonna again notice that you have this all over red material. It's kind of like a suede, kind of like more like, I would say similar to that nubuck like you would see on shoes. And this was something that people weren't sure how they felt about. You had a lot hairier of a suede on the original Rage and Bullet 5s, but at the same time you could definitely see the parallels between these two shoes and could understand why they fell in the same category. Now looking at the mesh and nets, you're gonna see you have an all black mesh with a red net on the side panels in the center of the foot going up the tongue. These come standard with a pair of all black laces, no additional laces, but we do see people switch these up with laces all the time. White laces, gray laces, we typically see that pretty often. And then on the eye stay areas right here with the TPU, you're gonna notice that's in gray, and the same thing here at the top of the arm, but the actual arm area is gonna be in black. Now looking at the tongue, you're gonna see you got the same materials as the upper, and then on the tongue in the center right here on the patch, you have that same gray with the white Jumpman and the red flight text. Now again, remember this is the era of the different tongues. You could still see that black material from the front. They didn't start folding that back until around 2020, giving us that OG style and OG cut. So a lot of people have these conversations about those shoes are real, those shoes are fake. I'm trying to help educate you guys as well, looking at the positions of the nets, how they're vertical and not diagonal, and then also the tongue, the shape, and then the toe shape of this shoe. You're gonna see a lot of differences between the 2026 release and this pair, which I'm excited to show you guys a comparison review in the future. They said they're coming out. I'm pretty sure they're coming out, right? Is it coming out? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now looking at the back of the tongue, you're gonna notice you have your all black material there with your gray patch and your black Air Jordan branding with the text there. And then the inside of the collar, you're gonna notice all gray on the material. Now, this is a fun thing to also look at. I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this exactly how it was. You see you got this little cardboard like tube like material piece right here, and then this pops out. This is kind of like a fake shoehorn type situation, whatever you like to call it. They used to do this back during this time. Just kind of a little fun thing right there. And then inside, you'll notice you have the shoe insert with the cardboard as well, but they also have the paper behind that. So this was kind of how they used to prepare the shoe when you receive it in the dead stock form. So I tried to make sure you have this exact same dead stock look from, you know, how it came back then. Now looking at the insole, we're gonna check this out real quick. On here you have your all red sock liner with your black Jumpman on the heel, and then looking at the actual insole, very cheap, very flimsy. This is more similar to those blue insoles that you would get on the Jordan 1s back in the day. Again, not the best at all. And one thing they have definitely done, even though this may look like the Dream Cell, if you look really close, this is not Dream Cell. It's a lot thinner, it's a lot worse. This is not the good stuff. So they have definitely made a lot of improvements just on the insoles as well. And these right here, yeah, these was not cutting it. Remember everybody was talking about comfort and how they was killing their toes and how the shoes were, you hear it all the time, Jordan 4s are uncomfortable, because a lot of people were collecting during that time or just getting started before these new 4s were being created. So the foam, the insoles, the shape of the toe, all those different variables were causing that to make it feel even worse. Even in the early 2006 time, they were even more narrow during that era. So you kind of get where people get that narrative from over the years and how the shoe has improved overall, just with the functionality of it as well. Now, one thing about these Jordan 4s is they have no like Toro Bravo branding or any type of special element like on the back of the tongue or anything that kind of states like Toro Bravo, right? It's just an all red shoe. These ones, it's kind of, you could say the same thing, but one thing I could say is on the teeth right here on the front, they have that different color and pattern. It's all white with the red on the top. That is different compared to your normal standard look. Like, we've only seen that on something like this. So that kind of was a small little nudge at saying, hey, okay, this is a Toro Bravo 5 as well. And then also on the insoles of these match the box. So I feel like on the Jordan 4 in particular, it was, and I think maybe this is why a lot of people weren't happy about it, because I remember noticing these things when these came out. There was no special insole, there was no, you know what I'm saying, like the other ones matched the box. I feel like there was a lot of takedowns from the storytelling element of it on this pair. You just got a standard Jordan 4 retro OG style box with their basic shoe. So I think that was also something that had people kind of like, oh, they cool, like when they first came out. Now for me, like I said earlier in the video, I love the shoe. I had them when they first came out. I got multiple pairs. I had sat on a couple, I was rocking a pair, and then eventually the prices started going up. I didn't think they were gonna go up as much as they did, and I was like, yo, I need to get other shoes. This is perfect leverage right here. So I got rid of a couple pairs. I had my pair that I had worn enough that I was like, I think I've had my time with them over the years, and I had still had another dead stock pair. So I got rid of those two when it was time to buy my first property, because I knew I still had this pair sitting on ice, and that was around like 2017, I would say. So from 2013 to 2017, that 4-year window, you know, I was enjoying my pairs, and I was like, oh, I'll rock these someday. And then I kind of just had never got to it because I got so busy. And then I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna rock these. And then found out they was gonna pull out another pair. They got another one retro, and so at this point I'm just gonna probably keep them and use them for a comparison review. I know they're very, very expensive still. Let's see what they are now, and let's see what they're gonna be worth when the next one releases, because you know how that goes. Like, the shoe goes up and it goes down a little bit, and a new pair comes out, and then that one goes up. And then sometimes if it's a really great release, they hold a really good value, and the next one comes out and then they do the same thing. So I'm very interested to see what happens in the future. Right now, we're looking at $583 for a brand new pair in a size 13, almost $800 for a size 12.5. A clean used pair online, we're looking at $450 to $580 for some clean pairs. Yeah, so these things are definitely still hitting right now. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I think this is definitely a banger, and when this new one comes out, it could potentially be like the situation of the Lightning 4s. You guys remember the Lightning 4s? It was like, what was that, 06 or 05 or whatever when they first came out? I had that pair. I remember those were going for $1,200-1,500, and then the new one came out, and they just like shot down on the OG pair, and then people just didn't even appreciate them because it was so far between on different generations and gaps of sneakerheads that people were like, oh, they cool. And then the OG heads was like, yo, Lightning 4s has come out, gotta have them. But it's kind of weird because they're not even the same as the old pair. But then other people was like, they did a great job on the shapes. So I feel like there's gonna be a lot of different narratives and a lot of different opinions that people are gonna have, and views and perspectives, if they do or when they do release the 2026 retro. So I don't know, I'm excited to see what everybody thinks. I just wanted to run this back. Like we said, we was gonna run it back. We're gonna create the Run It Back series, and I pulled out a few shoes. I made sure on this series, the shoes have to be at least 10 years past released, and they haven't retroed since. So Laser 5s, here's an option. Do you guys want me to run it back on these? Black and Chrome 2s, we need these to retro. Or the Infrared 23 Air Jordan 6s. These are just some random ones I just picked. Let me know in the comment section which pair out of these three you guys want me to review next. I'll tell you my stories and everything and the sentiments of the market at the time. I've been collecting for a very long time, so I remember how all these drops went from then and now. So let me know what you guys want to see.
I would never let you down.
Hey, just a quick reminder, again, the link is down below in the description to join the community if you have not already. I'm giving away the entire Hobby to Hustle program for free, only to members. So you got to sign up and get in. Again, everything is free. You don't have nothing to pay for. It's all going to be inside. You're going to love it. Trust me, I've helped hundreds of people with this. I cannot wait to help you as well.
It's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I would never let you down. It's in my DNA. The only